It's being sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, guys, this next segment's been sponsored by Taylor's Archery. Y'all can find them at 100 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, Tennessee, or give owner Tracy Taylor a call at 931-563-7706. Let them take care of all of your archery needs. All right, guys, welcome back. If y'all want to give us a call now, you can do that at 615-737-7767. And in the process of waiting on a few calls, we're going to sit here and talk a little bass fishing coming up. So,
well, now you didn't mention on that fishing, that part of the video, that's the day I got that free hamburger.
You did get a free hamburger.
We passed that marina twice.
So we go by this old marina, okay? A couple of times at 50 mile an hour, running up down the river, filming these kids and fishing in between. And Richard says, "Hey, there was a cheeseburger back there." Hey, I'm talking about we're going down the channel now doing 50 mile an hour.
Yeah.
I said, "If there's a cheeseburger back there, I'll buy you one." He said, "Turn around."
There was a cheeseburger. We walked in and they just opened.
They just opened up just for us. We went in there and got a cheeseburger. And he was grinning like a possum 8% the rest of the day.
Is that like Bobby Gentry's ice service up there?
It's a lot better than that. We won't get into Bobby Gentry's service.
Smallmouth are bedded. They're moving on out. Largemouth are bedded good. You're going to catch some Carolina fish, shaky head fish.
Yep.
Crankbait fish.
Yep.
What do you think, Hunter?
I do, and I think you're going to have to slow down. You're going to have to slow down because I keep hearing the reports, and they're saying no females are getting weighed in, so that tells you they're bedding.
Yeah.
You know, they're locked on, so you're going to have to slow it down.
Crappie and stuff's doing their thing. Shell crackers doing their thing here and there, but they're fixing to start. Bluegill's showing themselves.
Soon.
Yeah.
The bluegill and the shell crackers over the next, I'd say,
30 days.
30 days. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Watch out for them shell crackers.
They start. They're
like
on every year. My birthday. My birthday's May 23rd, and that's when I usually catch them before and after my birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so big.
Y'all filmed a good show last year.
One of them attacked the shark. That one Richard filmed, and that shark was so scared that it didn't even come up to the boat, show itself. I said, "Richard, did you see that?" He goes, "I seen it."
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I don't think that's the highlight Richard was over there talking about.
Oh, it's not.
But if we need to refresh people,
no, it's good. We're fine on all
reach back
that.
and get a hold of that and get that pulled up. But y'all did have a good show last year, and it was a big time. But y'all are talking about what's coming up this weekend, and so again, you want to be a little bit slower because a lot of those bigger fish that you want to take up there and weigh, you might not just bring it by them once or twice and catch them. You're probably going to have to get it right in front of them.
It's a lot of bedding fish. Sight fishing.
Which that's the time of year when these big ones, it seems like about every year, right about now, somebody on Chickamauga catches a 15-pounder or something.
You're right.
A 12-pounder. It's coming.
And fish are starting to chase minnows a little bit. Minnows are coming up. Your shad's starting to spawn, so you got bait fish, you got spinner bait fish, you got some topwater fish too. It's just wherever you're at, what you're after.
I hadn't been after them yet, but I know I was crappie fishing Old Hickory the other day, and the bass were hitting the top pretty good. And I got to thinking to myself. Matter of fact, I told Richard, I said, "Man, it's about time to get out there and."
And there's already been a willowfly hatch 2 or 3 weeks ago. I mean, if you look on the water, there's a lot of bugs. I mean, we got gnats, flies, mosquitoes, everything's out.
Yeah.
So that pulls your bluegill up and getting them ready to bed. So them bass and everything else forage on that. And so I'll tell you something else. Like a lot of our lakes have not invasive species, but like last year at Old Hickory while I'm shell cracker fishing, I'm catching 10 gold shiners, 12 inches long. So that's just more food for the fish in that body of water. I mean, that's just an example of what's there that a lot of people don't have any idea. It's full of gold shiners.
Yeah.
Full of them.
And that's not the only lake.
No.
You'll find them in Cordell.
Everywhere.
Cordell and
everywhere.
And different lakes like that. You'll have the shiners. You got all kind of bait fish right now in big balls. We're on Cordell. Well, that was about 2 weeks ago. I guess we're on Cordell and saw some significant sized bait balls. I mean, they're really coming into the creeks up there. Is where they were at.
And everything's getting ready.
Del Hollow with Bobby. Gentry, we saw some small ones, and he said they're just not quite ready just
Now, Dale
yet.
Hollow, of course, different waterway.
Right,
Deep water up there. Bobby's a few weeks behind, and it won't be long. Like you said, y'all was up there with him last week and a half ago, and another 3 weeks, and Dale Hollow will be
on fire.
People are catching fish there now, but in a few more weeks, it will be absolutely on
When that
fire.
shad spawn happens up there at night on them banks, it sounds like people dropping rocks in the lake
It
up
does.
there.
Them bass up there hitting Dayton, sweating up there.
Top water flying out. I mean, you can't see nothing.
Everybody yelling my name.
Yeah,
on the
everybody's
camera.
hollering
Turn
for
the
Richard,
camera this way.
Richard.
Get
Turn
the
the
camera, man. Get the camera.
Poor fella, he's
But,
back there asleep.
They do. They crash. They crash those walls up there. Half the time it's bass, half the time it's walleye. You don't ever know the difference. But as long as you can keep your cameraman awake on the back of the boat up there, you'll be all right. You know, Hunter ain't got to worry about that.
No, he's all right.
Worry about that. But you know, again, guys, coming up, we just want to reiterate this coming weekend, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It's going to be out there at Fake Sanders.
Yep.
Now, one more time, Hunter, where can people go to pre-register right now?
MacCarmichaelFund.com.
Okay.
Go to the website. Everything's on there. The forms, the release forms, you can do it all online. It shoots it to us. We send out a boat number as soon as we see it. It may take us a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, be patient with us. But yeah, I think it looks real good. It looks like we're gonna have a bunch of boats. It looks real good.
And
So-
the weather looks good.
And there's some stuff at Old Hickory. You got the James Best Foundation. That's for
That's
people-
Saturday, right?
That's Saturday. That's cancer patients that want their last wish. And
Okay.
that foundation tries to make that happen. And then there was the people we had on last week's got their tournament the same day on Saturday. So it's a good benefit. There's a lot going on this weekend as far as helping your companies
Yeah.
and the environment and people and just the whole 9 yards. It's starting off. Fishing
is.
season's here.
Richard, there's another tournament going on this weekend.
Yeah, the North Central Bass Nation Trail is having their championship weekend for the year.
That's out of Star Point up there at Dale Hollow.
Dale Hollow.
And Hunter, you was talking about the Lions Club Saturday.
Lions Club's on Saturday at Fake Sanders as
Fake
well.
Sanders, that's right.
So, guys, if you're in the bass fishing world right now,
Yeah, it's a good weekend to be
and you're
fishing.
not sure where to go, if you'll just load your boat up Saturday morning, relax.
Any lake, any boat ramp. Center Hill's got a few.
Yeah.
Center Hill's kicking it.
Hey, you know, speaking of some lakes right now, folks, that I've really heard a lot about in the last
Kentucky
2
Lake.
weeks. Center Hill.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I know some of you are going to get upset for me saying that at home right now, a few of you in particular. But Center Hill has really been producing the last couple of weeks.
Just a few weeks ago, I was up there doing the volunteer bass trail, and I didn't practice or nothing. I wasn't on anything, but what I saw at weigh-in blew my mind. I watched.
You thought it was a bad day when you got the weigh-in.
Exactly. I walked up there and I see Adam Wagner bring in almost 20 pounds of smallmouth and get second place, and I'm like, what in the world? I mean, it was just.
That's why I got my rubber cricket fly rod out.
I'm telling you,
I'm hoping it.
they smashed them.
Yeah.
Golly, it's awesome.
That's the real secrets, the rubber crickets, y'all.
And another thing is, real quick, man, if you don't know Adam Wagner, you need to know him. He's a fine fisherman. He's a fine fella. He'll tell you anything he's doing. He will not lie to you. And he's one of the best fishermen in the country, if
He
you ask
really
me.
is. It's
I
incredible.
mean, this guy is phenomenal.
There's a lot of sticks around Middle Tennessee
Heck,
anyway.
yeah,
We've
yes.
got some of the greatest fishermen, in my opinion, in this general area.
I agree.
I mean, you go out to some of these local tournaments, you better bring your A game.
Yeah.
I'm
Sure.
telling you,
Yeah.
you're fishing against some guys that they know what's
Oh,
going
absolutely.
on, and several of them moving on to a lot bigger,
A lot of them
a lot
moving
bigger
on to the
shows now.
pros and
They
yep,
are
yep.
really neat deal. Well, guys, let's get ready to do this week's tip of the week. This week's tip of the week's being brought to you by our friend over at the Tennessee Outdoor Rendezvous and Deer Expo. My buddy Wes Stone, they're going to be having that again this year, May the 21st and 22nd. That'll be here before we know it. You can get your information at tndeerexpo.com. And you can also, if you're looking to get a booth space and be a vendor there, they have just a few spaces left for that as well. You can give Wes a shout, and he'll get you lined up.
I'm going to win everything with that spike this year.
The
I'm
spike,
telling you,
is that going to be the winner?
I'm telling you, it's
I'm
monster.
telling you. I don't know what kind of tip you got for us
All
tonight.
right, so I got one for you Carolina riggers out there. I love the Carolina rig, and Carolina rigging in the rocks can be a nightmare, breaking off nonstop. So what you do, take you a 40-pound piece of mono, put your weight and your glass bead on that 40-pound piece of mono, stick a swivel on each end of that, tie your main line to one and your leader to the other, and now when you're pulling through those rocks, that 40-pound mono is what's scraping through the rocks, and you don't break off as much. And man, I figured that tip out a few years ago, and I don't break off near as much. It doesn't seem to affect the fish bite.
Right,
And,
yeah. Just get you down there.
10 or 12 inch piece of 40-pound line.
Get you in there.
Yeah, and it'll get eaten up by the rocks, but man, it'll still hold. You know, it might be 20-pound by the time the rocks eat it up, but
Looks
still,
like my prop on the boat.
exactly. just like your prop.
Well, guys,
So,
we're going to get ready to take another quick break. We'll be right back with some oil rig fishing and some more Southern Woods and Waters.